You're welcome back to your most authoritative news analysis show, Newsfile. And on Newsfile, we put Ghana first. I'm Samson Ladi Anyanini. And the show is brought to you by the kind sponsorship of MTN. Everywhere you go, welcome to the new world. And Bank of Africa Strong is a group and close as a partner. Now, you can begin to join us on the issues. Let's know what you're thinking about the verdict, the very controversial verdict that went, so to speak, in favor of Alfred Agbesi Woyome in respect of the 51 million Ghana cedis. Also, we'll be looking at the 317 million botched district elections. What is the way forward? We are being told that the president may even face impeachment in managing how to maintain the gap whilst the elections are being, their preparations to reorganize the elections. Also, the 2013 Auditor General's report is riddled with plain thefts. We will find out what is going to be new to stop the pillage of scarce state resources. Those are the big issues that we are looking at this morning on your most authoritative show. Now, let's go to the court first, hear what Woyome's lawyers had to say after that verdict and what the Attorney General had to say. And you're aware that the former president, Jerry Rawlings, has also come into this matter. He has some very interesting views to share. Let's listen to them. We'll be right back.
I say this on record that the judgment is one of the best I have ever heard in recent times.
Let me ask, I know from day one I've been part of it. Did you know why, for example, the likes of Barton Odre and the rest were not called?
Well, I'm not in the team of the prosecution, so I wouldn't be in a position to speak for them. It is the prosecution team who can speak to this matter.
Now, let me ask again. I mean, at the last time they went to the Supreme Court, summer 2014, and there's a judgment against the women to bring back the money. What does this particular judgment mean to that particular case?
You see, there's a clear distinction between criminal prosecution and institution of civil action for claims. Criminal prosecution, the requirement for proof of the person's guilt is beyond reasonable doubt. The standard is very high. But in the case of a civil claim, the standard required of the claimant or the plaintiff is one on a balance of probability. So it's not the same. You can't put the two together and get the same conclusion. One is different, the other is also a different, so based on different principles.
From the Supreme Court ruling, has he started paying the money?
Well, I am not instructed to speak about this matter because it is a privilege between myself as a lawyer and my client. I cannot speak to that in public.
Well, I know that 3 years has been such a long time. I mean, moving forward, how is it going to be like for you guys?
Well, you see, we need to develop our criminal law. If you allege that an offense has been committed, constitutionally, the best thing is to put the person who has been charged before the court. You don't put him before the street. You put him before the court so that at the end of it, you would have advanced the course of our criminal justice system. And as for me, I believe that whether 3 years or more, it is good for the accused person and also good for the state, the public to know that, well, the court is always the place where you can obtain justice, you can seek your liberty, where you can say that, yes, I have been discharged, I have been prosecuted. At the end of it, I have been discharged, and that makes you proud as a citizen of Ghana. It means also that in Ghana, we are now constitutionally correct. We are dealing with the law. We are looking at the liberties of the individual as being paramount in all matters of state prosecution and other things. And so, for me, time does not matter in prosecution of people, and as far as also liberties are concerned.
We have, of course, taken note of the judgment given by the High Court acquitting and discharging Mr. Alfred Agbesi Woyome in the criminal case brought against him by the state. We respect the High Court, but completely and totally disagree with the judgment. The state has applied for a copy of the judgment. We've been told we'll get it next week. We'll study it, and as a department, we'll decide on what next steps we will take. Let me place on record that the Supreme Court declared that the payment of 51.2 million to Mr. Alfred Agbesi Woyome was illegal and ordered that he refund the money. We are pursuing it in the Supreme Court. We've started the process of recovering the money, and we intend to continue with that process.
As Attorney General's office, women who collaborate as this and our chairman, and Mammy, tell our veteran sentence, man. We are fighting corruption. We're not serious. We're not serious. Meanwhile, I'm a family joke. I have work positions your party here. We know how two more party here, back home more. Maybe 40% Asia, 60% air voting. To protect themselves. You want one vote, one hammer. You want another yano. Bulu Jiwa.
That's right.
Are we so stupid? As the support base, the electoral college, one another yano. Kekake, Mineko, ni chabo nuhe, ona no confeto mo ona. Nibi ya onu. Mineko ya mayueko.
So you heard lawyer for Alfred Agbesi Woyome, Musa Ahmed. You also heard the Attorney General, Maretta Brew Appiah-Oppong. And finally, you heard Jerry John Rawlings, former president, feeling very, very terrible and angry about the judgment. Many people have expressed similar views. I mean, views along the lines of Jerry Rawlings, that this is bad. But have they seen the judgment yet? Have you seen the content of the judgment yet? Or you don't really care what the judgment says? We have certified copies of the judgment on the show this morning, and we will deal with that judgment. And as I announced earlier, when we are done, we will briefly also look at the Electoral Commission and how it is going to be able to organize fresh elections. It says it needs some extra 90 million Ghana cedis after we have wasted over 300 million, is it, on the district assembly elections. What is going to happen between now and the elections as the tenure of the district assembly members expire? We also have a certified copy of the judgment in respect of the district assembly election matter here, and we'll share with you as well. The Auditor General's report is right here in front of us, and we will look at the various aspects of it that speak to irregularities, malpractices, and thefts really. Okay, now let's do this. The show is brought to you by MTN, everywhere you go, and Bank of Africa, strong as a group and close as a partner. Now, you can join us with your views, your comments, your questions. 1422, that's the text line. 1422, you can also post your comments on our Facebook wall, or alternatively, we have another text line, 1760. 1760. The show is coming to you live from the Multi-TV studios here in Kokomlemle. It is also live on Joy 99.7 FM, Love 99.5 in Kumasi, and over a dozen affiliate stations across the country. You are also maybe listening to us on the internet via Multi-TV World/streams, or you're tuning to TuneIn Radio or myjoyonline.com. The show is subsequently available at ABN TV, Sky Channel 235. Once again, good morning and welcome to the show.